Imagine a young man full of questions leaving the familiar streets of his hometown. He carries no map, no certainty, only a heart open to the world. This young man is Jesus. While the stories of his ministry are well known, there is a part of his life that remains hidden, a period called his lost years. Some believe that during this time, Jesus traveled far to the east to a land of mountains, rivers, and ancient wisdom, India. What would a young Jesus have seen there? What lessons might he have learned? How did the people and teachings of this distant land shape the man who would later inspire millions? Let us journey together into the quiet valleys, bustling towns, and sacred mountains of India, and imagine the steps of Jesus in a land so far from home. Long ago, Jesus left the home of his youth. He walked along dusty roads, through forests, and over rivers, seeking wisdom. People say he traveled to India not as a teacher yet, but as a learner. He listened more than he spoke. Every word, every gesture of those he met seemed to carry a lesson. In the northern mountains, he might have met monks who had devoted their lives to meditation. He watched them sit in silence for hours, their minds calm, their hearts open. Jesus learned that true strength often comes from stillness. He saw how love and patience are cultivated quietly, day by day, through simple acts of care and understanding. He walked through villages where people worked hard, yet welcomed strangers with warmth. Jesus noticed the way they helped one another, sharing food, tending the sick, and comforting those in sorrow. In these acts of everyday compassion, he saw the living spirit of love. He saw that serving others is not just an action, but a way of life. In ancient cities, Jesus may have met scholars who studied sacred texts, discussing the meaning of life, the soul, and God. He asked questions, listened to their answers, and reflected deeply on their wisdom. He saw that truth is not limited to one place or one people. Knowledge and understanding are gifts that cross boundaries, waiting for the seeker with an open heart. By rivers and lakes, he often paused to sit quietly, watching the flow of water. Perhaps he thought about life itself, how every being is connected, how love can flow endlessly if allowed. These quiet moments were not wasted. They shaped the way he understood the human heart, the importance of kindness, and the beauty of living with awareness. He also wandered through markets and towns where people of different lands met. He observed joy, struggle, laughter, and pain. Jesus learned that life is full of contrasts and that empathy and compassion are needed to bridge the gap between them. He realized that listening is as powerful as speaking, and that understanding another's life is the first step toward love. Some traditions suggest he spent time with teachers of yoga and philosophy, learning to control the mind and explore the inner self. He saw that the path to God is both inward and outward. It involves reflection, discipline, and a heart willing to give. These lessons would later shape the gentle yet powerful teachings he shared with his own people. Throughout his travels, Jesus remained humble. He did not claim wisdom he did not yet possess. He absorbed, observed, and reflected. He walked quietly among people, learning from every encounter. Some say that people remembered him as a thoughtful young traveler whose presence brought calm, whose questions inspired reflection, and whose spirit seemed unusually bright. When Jesus returned to his homeland, he carried more than memories of distant lands. He carried wisdom, compassion, and understanding that had grown quietly during his travels. The lessons of patience, service, and inner reflection had taken root in his heart. These seeds would bloom into the teachings that would later transform the world, teachings of love, forgiveness, and the deep unity of all people. And so, the story of Jesus in India remains a gentle reminder that wisdom often comes in silence, that understanding flows through observation, and that every journey, even one taken in quiet steps, can leave an eternal mark on the heart of humanity.